Okay, so in this video I'm just going to run through the two different types of signal tuning for Vtrend. So let's turn on the volume bands and the scalping trending buy sell opportunities. These two go together and these two go together right here. So there are default tunings across all of the time frames we've tuned for in this script. Because a lot of the trading pairs across different time frames have different types of price action, it was necessary to enable some tuning wherever you saw fit to fit the price action, because sometimes with the default, even though they're good to usually go and be back tested out of the box, there will be some occasions where there will be some bottom buying and top buying because of the way the signals have been tried to been coded to fit across numerous types of pairs. So crypto, for example, is especially choppy because of the price action. Forex, in a lot of cases, apart from some pairs, is a lot smoother. So the signals with the same tuning on the same time frame will be a lot better. So crypto really is a bit of a problem with that because of the nature of the manipulation and price action. So we're on Bitcoin on the daily, for example. You can see here we have, so that's a bit of a bottom buying signal there. There's a top buying one there, there's a bottom buying one there. So with the tuning, we can hopefully improve this a little bit, even though these have been back tested and across the other time frames on different pairs, they've been back tested to a point where we're pretty comfortable with the percentages they are giving back. So let's show you how to do that. So if you go into the settings, inputs, so we want to alter these two settings right here. So the length setting is then filtered. So the custom trend cloud setting, for example, only has one bit of tuning, but this has two sets. Actually, I lie, this has two sets inside of it, or actually three even, but it's all controlled via one value. So here we have to mix a couple of different things. So this default pair is pretty decent, but I want to try and improve some of these signals, especially ones like that, if we can. So we're going to have to alter the length first, but then we're going to have to alter the filter afterwards. So let's try 4, for example. Let's see what kind of signals that gives us. Okay, so it's chopped out a lot of noise, but it's because we're on the daily, it's pushed the trend signals and detection much further along. So that's a non-starter at all. So let's go down to 3. Okay, bit better. There's a slight delay, of course. That's to be expected with this type of signal and the calculations that kind of make it work. So 3 could be a potential, but I think we do way better. So the filter, at the moment it's on the default filter, but we can enable this. 2 will generally let through most of the signals. If we put it higher, then it's going to start changing some of the signals. So if we put it to 4, for example, that should get rid of some. Yeah, there you go. So you can see that's not what we want at all. So let's take that back down to 2 for a second. Let's go 2.5 on this one. Okay. Let's go actually to 2. So I think 2. Okay, that's a little bit of an improvement. So it's got rid of this bottom buying signal there that we saw. There was a late, I think there was a late buy there, I can't remember. So it's a slight improvement, although we have a long there. So let's try and do something about that. Let's go 2.5 on the filter. No, so that's too much. Again, too much. Okay. Yeah, that's just about right. I would say I'm a little bit more happy that we got rid of that sell there, got rid of that buy there. So you have to remember the tuning that you give these pairs. And when you set alerts, for example, you've always got to make sure these are ticked on and off when you're using your custom settings. So have a quick look at the signals it's produced if you're not using the default signals at the so this is basically a check on the back testing to make sure the tuning is good enough to continue into forward testing, e.g. trades moving forward past this point of where we are or where you will be. So that is how you alter the signals for the trending scalping buy sell opportunities. They're designed to be more scalping along more and give you more trend over the trending cloud signals, the other type. Those are designed more for scalping. So let's run through those in a moment. So let's move on to the custom trend cloud. So we just turn these two on. Just take those off for a second. Okay, so the nature of this is that it's very scalpy. It's for scalping trades much more than the other types of signals. I know we're on the daily, but you'll see it more on the lower time frame really. But because of that, it will produce signals like this, breakout signals, or breakdown in this case, here right here. So you can see that this time frame is given us actually very similar signal setup to what we just had. So it does need a little bit of tuning. So to do that, we tick this. Let's take it down to a 2. Let's see what it does. Okay, so it's filtered out that sell signal that was right there. But it's given us another breakout here, so let's take it higher. Let's go 2.5. Okay, better. You can see there, with that higher setting of 2.5, there's no extra filtration on this. It's just, it's got inbuilt filters into the code, so that takes care of that a little bit differently. This is to reflect it being more trend-based. So you can see here, it's capturing the trend nicely, even with the price action on the daily. It's a bit, again, breakout signal, so that's a bit difficult there. That's difficult there. It's not great. You got that telling you there's a turnaround. So the next step onwards, and I'm going to cover this more in the next video on how to trade these signals, is to put extra confirmations in place. So just on this example here, turn on the green-red confirmation line. And then we can alter the tuning of this and it can double confirm the signals or not. Again, we can alter that right here. So let's tick that. Let's move it if I want longer trends. Oh, I already just did it. So for the daily, the defaults are right here. So 10 and 2. That's what we just had, I believe. Yep. So we want to increase that. I want to get rid of that, for example. Just cancel out these little breakouts. Or breakdown, rather. So there you go. Little bit of a modification. And that shows us that this breakout is not good to take, the trade isn't good to take, and this breakdown signal, trend's still going up overall, so that wouldn't be a good trade to take either. So that's a perfect example of how to tune the two types of signals for Vtrend.